Okay, so I think that the term IEP is really interesting. IEP stands for Individualized Education Program, and we normally hear that term used in a school setting because it's a program where administrators, teachers, and parents come together and come up with a program to support a student who is neurodivergent or they have some sort of learning disability or disorder. And it's to ensure that this child gets the best education possible despite their learning differences. And this is done so that the student can be met right where they are and not having to, I guess, work towards the state standards at the same level that the ordinary classroom would. So, the thing that I find interesting though is that I feel everyone kind of needs an IEP, not necessarily with all the legal documentation and all that that's involved in a school, but when you think about it, we don't all learn the same. We don't have all the same abilities and strengths, and we don't have the same background or learning style. And so everyone needs their education to be tailored to them individually instead of there just being a blanket standard for everyone despite their differences. The problem is, in a classroom setting, in a public school, for example, there may be 20 to 30 different students. And so a teacher has a harder time trying to differentiate her instruction. Even though that's the goal, and great teachers try their best to do this, it's still hard to do that for a classroom full of 20 to 30 students. In a homeschool environment, though, where it may just be you and a couple of your children, you have the opportunity to really know like what your child has been through, what their interests are, what their hindrances are, where their strengths are, and be able to teach them right where they are so that they can fully grow and develop the best way possible. So in my homeschool, for example, whenever my girls are struggling with a particular subject or skill, we don't just move on because that grade or that time frame says that we should be moving on in the curriculum. No, we camp out in that area until that skill is mastered, until they're proficient at it. And really, it doesn't hold them back in the long run. Once they know a skill, they just shoot off like rockets, and you can't tell the difference between them and other children their age. When it comes to things where they're more advanced, we don't just stick to what a curriculum may say despite them already knowing the material. We just move on, or we spend less time in that particular area because that's their strong suit. So I think that really we all need an IEP. We need to be met right where we are to build up our weaknesses and to just power forward in our strengths. So this is just one of the many benefits of homeschooling, of just really being able to tailor your child's education to their individual needs and not to some state standard.